beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Maggie Reneé, and I am a Juilliard trained opera singer. Oh, Maggie's Minutes. Guys, we have Diana Ankudinova back for us. I've been asked many times for this video. Look at how beautiful she is. I'm very excited that we're going to be able to do this now. Y'all, Diana Ankudinova is back, baby! And she is singing, can you guess? It's one of my favorite songs ever. It's called Can't Help Falling in Love. OMG, I'm so excited. Diana's version is based on the so-called dark version by Tommy Profit, an American songwriter and producer. This fall, the singer Anastasia also performed this version on the Australian The Masked Singer. Not nearly as good, though. Ooh. Yikes. I haven't heard the dark version, or whatever that is, but I'm very excited to hear this. And Diana has always been an incredible singer, and this is actually more recent. This is September 25th of 2021, which is still pretty recent, and I'm very excited to hear how she's grown as a singer and excited to hear what she sounds like on this song, because this is a very beautiful song and I'd like to hear her version. So thank you so very much, John, for sponsoring this video. Guys, let me know what you like and what you don't like, and John, let us know if there's anything else we need to know. Let's do it. This is dark and different. What the heck? Is that her reflection? Oh. Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling. Holy cheese muffins. Okay, so already she's got that beautiful Diana Ankudinova vocal quality that we all love, which is produced by a very big opening in the throat. I want to go back and listen to hear her lowest note here. Hold on. And it's very different from the original. I was not expecting this. Very, very different, but still love it. Let's hear it. Also, let me check that my piano's on. Yes, it is. I moved my setup, guys, so my piano's right there. It's going to be a lot easier for me to find notes for you. So let's see what she does. Hold on. Only fools rush in, so she's at a C3 going up to a C sharp 3. But I. So she's singing it a bit breathy, which kind of happens. Like sometimes I lose those notes. You know, on various days I have more low notes, and on various days I have less low notes. So that's actually a very low note already. But I think for her right now, she's doing it in a very airy way, which means she's trying to keep it there. It's like a very airy quality. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, so she's just bringing all of her voice through the top of her breath, basically. So like she's letting her breath come through her nose, essentially, and she's keeping the throat so very open, like this, like you know how you talk when you're super streamy. That's kind of what she's using. She's opening the throat entirely to create that lower sounding note, and then she's keeping it throughout the entire technique. So listen carefully. But I can't. So hear that? Falling in love with you. It's a very falling in love. It has that really, really rich quality because she's making the throat close versus falling in love, falling in love. It's all about the open throat quality. That's how she's done it throughout her young childhood. Yes, exactly. Hey, boo-boo. Hey, boo-boo. Okay, let's keep on watching. I can't help falling in love with you. Wise men say, wise men say, only fools rush in, but I can't Look at the judge's face. She's like, what the heck is happening? I love that. She's letting a lot of air through her top, which is giving her like a breathy quality. Falling in love versus falling in love, falling in love. You let the voice have the air quality go through. It's really beautiful, and it creates this kind of airy, eerie quality. The judge's face. Nice. Hold on, I know that person. Who is that person? Is that Netrebko's husband? Is that Yusuf? That looks like Yusuf. He's an opera singer. That's Anna Netrebko. Anna Netrebko is one of the most famous sopranos in the entire universe and the history of this planet. Is that her husband? He looks exactly like him. Anyways, so just talking about how Diana has developed over the years, she has officially accessed the mezzo-soprano range that she has always wonderfully had, but like now she's really letting it herself go towards it. I love it so very, very much. She sounds beautiful. Yusuf is getting really excited because she has that like almost operatic quality to her voice. She's keeping it in a straight tone, but the access to that mezzo-soprano range is there, and it's beautiful. Let's listen one more time to see how high she gets. Let me see. Hold on. I want to find the highest note. Wait. B flat. Yes. So B flat 5 is at the top of the range, and that's like very, very, very high. She's still young, so her voice hasn't fully developed into being able to like spin on those notes. You can hear that she's like kind of getting up there, but she's got a lot of air going. I think as she develops her technique, she's going to get a lot more spin up there and be able to access those notes much more easily. But that's just going to take training, honestly. But being able to access them is really, really good and a great sign. I'm really happy that she's finally going up into this upper register. But for mezzo-sopranos, that is a very high note, like a very, very high note. So it's really good that she's showing her access to that. Let's keep listening. Nice. That will develop.
Браво!
Ты моя маленькая, я заплакала, что ли?
She says, my little baby, I'm crying already. My little one. How old is she now? Is she 18? Yeah. So she's adorable. She's gonna be so good. She's developing into her voice right now. Like I said, she's finally getting access to those high notes. Oh my god, when Maggie was a freshman, I was trying to get ready to get to the G's. So yeah. Is she a mezzo or contralto? I'm pretty sure she's a mezzo. She's got access to these very, very high notes, and she does have that richness, but it's because of the technique that she's using rather than the actual low notes, because the one that she went to, C3, is not like the lowest kind of note possible, but it just depends, honestly. The main thing is figuring out where her tessitura is gonna lie, like where she sits comfortably in her voice, and also, where her voice kind of transitions between the registers. You know what I mean? So I don't know how much you guys know about this, but there's something called a passaggio, and depending on where her passaggio lies and where her shifts happen, that's what's going to determine ultimately if she's going to be a mezzo, a contralto, or even a soprano, depending on how she develops. Right now, she has this vocal technique that opens up her voice and makes her sound like a contralto. And yeah, she's classified as a contralto, but she's too young to tell. Even I sing very, very low repertoire, but they won't let me call myself a contralto until I'm, probably 30. Contraltos are not discovered until they're much older, and if they call themselves a contralto, it's just because they want to call themselves a contralto, but it's not like necessarily the true labeling of their voices yet. It's the same way that some sopranos come down and call themselves mezzo-sopranos, even though they are clearly sopranos, and then eventually they change. We change voice types for a very long time. I am lucky and have known that I'm at least a mezzo for my entire life. And I've switched between contralto and mezzo, but I've always categorized myself as a mezzo because I can sing high and I can sing low, and it kind of pigeonholes you if you categorize yourself as one thing. But for her career, outside of the complete and total classical path, it's okay for herself to classify herself as a contralto because that's considered more rare. So it might seem more impressive, and especially because she has that warmer quality, it's a more believable categorization, if that makes sense. But I wouldn't necessarily go as far as to, like in the classical world, we wouldn't be like, yes, you're a contralto. We would be like, let's figure it out in a few years. You know what I mean? You can have a very low voice, you can have that very low quality, and that will develop as her technique strengthens. As you heard, like her high notes were like she can hit them, but they're not technically correct yet. She's gonna have to grow into them a little bit more and get used to that placement of them. She's got a long way to go, but she's sounding really, really beautiful. I really am glad that she's maintaining the quality of her voice that she always had since she was young, and she's still a very unique voice, which is very interesting to listen to, and I'm excited to see how she grows. I think like the next 4 or 5 years are going to be really critical for her, and it's going to be kind of a determining factor of like how she sounds and how she's going to develop into the voice that she is meant to have. You know what I mean? So thank you so much, John, for sponsoring this video. Please bring me more. Please bring me more. I really, really appreciate these kinds of videos. She's got a really beautiful, unique voice, and I love to analyze all these kinds of things. So thank you. Oh, her classification of voice. Yeah. Well, the thing is, as much as I wish that every coach has given me the same voice type, every coach will say a different thing. People have called singers sopranos, the next minute they're an alto, the next minute they're mezzo, the next minute they're suddenly a random other classification of a certain type of soprano. Voice types move around all over the place, and each coach has a different opinion on each of the voice types. So it's whatever you're most comfortable with. If she's comfortable with classifying herself as a contralto and she wants to work in that realm, that'll be fine. But I'm just saying, like, she could end up professionally being categorized or classified in the classical world is a different thing. The most important thing is that she's enjoying what she's singing, and the stuff that she's singing is healthy and in the right place for her. You know what I mean? As long as she's singing music that doesn't hurt her and doesn't strain her voice, or cause any kind of I just don't want her to get nodes at some point because she's singing in the wrong range. You know what I mean? But she's got the low notes, she's got the high notes, and she's singing them generally correctly. I'm hoping that her high will develop a little bit more as she ages, and as she gets some more coaching and training. But for now, it sounds great, and I'm glad she's accessing that, because before she was staying fairly in this range. Now she's added a little bit more, which is very interesting and fun to see. Alrighty, thank you so much, John. I appreciate this sponsored video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment down below what you enjoyed and what you'd like to hear next, and subscribe to join my beautiful family. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Maggie Reneé Music so that you can join me on all of my adventures as a singer, living in New York City, studying at Juilliard, and traveling the world, taking you on stage and backstage with me. If you would like to support this channel, please consider becoming a patron on Patreon, where you can get exclusive perks and benefits. You can also hit the cute little blue join button to become a member of the Skittle Squad. Skittle Squad, let me hear you down below. Also, be sure to check out the links down below in my description so that you can see all the ways that you can follow me, connect with me, and support the channel. You can also go to maggierenee.com/links to find all of the different places that you can visit, such as my Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. Become a member of the Eyebrow Army, TikTok, Patreon, how to sponsor a reaction, my vocal course called How to Sing Better Instantly, and much, much more. Thank you all so much for watching, and I am sending you all so much love, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.